it's impossible to imagine. Obviously, when I was a young boy, I loved racing, I enjoyed racing, and to be honest, I mean, I was dreaming about Formula One, but you never imagine, obviously, to be there one day. So it is as confusing as the first championship in many ways, because it's just so hard to grasp and difficult to understand. So I'm obviously very happy, very proud, especially because I think the team, we did a very good job all together, every single one, and it's a tough project. It's obviously not easy to come back after the strong season we had last year, and to be able to achieve even a little bit more this year. So far it has been great. Yeah, I mean, that's the best thing. Obviously the season is not over yet, so we still have those 4 races to learn a lot, and in a way a certain freedom, to expire and to explore, to make sure that next year we come even stronger and even more prepared. But for now, I think we are very happy, and I'm looking forward to the rest of the night. I'm quite tired. I didn't have anything to eat yet, but yeah, I'm looking forward to see all the mechanics, all the boys, the whole team, and just to have a crazy night here in Japan. It is. I mean, especially this year, obviously after the disasters that happened at the beginning of the year in Japan here. So it is very special. It's a special race for all of us. Obviously, I would have loved to win, but it was a difficult race, and I think third, we can be very pleased with that result. Third and fourth, so it's a good result for the team. A lot of points. We're still racing for the constructors, so it's one of those races. I think all of us we really enjoy. The circuit is absolutely phenomenal. I could talk to you for more than an hour just going through the circuit, and the fans, the atmosphere here is really special. So as I said, all in all, it was special to wrap it up here, and in particular to come here this year, because I think it is the least we can do to trying to give the people a little bit of a smile back, and I think they all enjoyed and loved the racing once again, and I'm already looking forward to come back next year. Well, it's difficult to say. I think a championship consists obviously out of more than just one race or a couple of races. We had a lot of wins so far, but surely I think it was those races where maybe we were not able to win, but still got away with the podium, still got a lot of points. Some days where we weren't supposed to win, but we did, so we overperformed, and I think as I said, very few mistakes, and even if in some regards the boat started shaking, we kept it on course. Definitely, I think if you look at the team at beginning of 2009 and the beginning of this year, and now it's a completely different team. It's mostly the same people, but I think we're all playing in a different league now, on a different level. So you can see that, and the trust we have, every single one is able to trust in the one next to him, so or next to her. So it's fantastic, and I'm very proud of what we have achieved as a team, and very, very proud to be part of it, and to be part of all this. Yeah, it is a special idea. I mean, last year we had already a special helmet for Japan, but this year, obviously with the happenings at the beginning of the year, it was another strong sign for the people trying to give something back, and just yeah, I think is one of the small things that we can do. Japanese fans are absolutely crazy, and they love details. They see more than we sometimes do. So we thought it was a nice gesture to trying to give something back, and the sign on top of the helmet, which means Kizuna, stands for friendship, bond of friendship. So people sticking together, even if times are difficult.
All I can say is that Sebastian's obviously a very bright young man, naturally tremendously gifted, but works very hard, thinks about it a lot, makes mistakes, of course, he's human, but he always learns from them.
Well, they're different in the fact that last year it was unexpected. It was the first title, so that in itself was very special. But they're the same in the satisfaction and great pride that it is to win a world title and to have defended, Sebastian's drivers' championship is something quite unique, and he's just been magnificent this year. He's driven, absolutely phenomenally well, and thoroughly deserves this championship. No, I think it was harder, but I think that, as a team, we've just gained strength. We've learned from last year. We've applied those lessons well, and we've maximised our chances so far. So, the Drivers' World Championship is the first part. Obviously, the second part is to retain the Constructors. So, still with 4 races to go. Although we have a healthy points, we take nothing for granted in that yet. But today was hugely satisfying to see, and a very proud moment for every member of the team, every member of Red Bull, to see Sebastian retain and become a double world champion. I think it's huge. I think what he's achieved, and the strike rate and the level of performance against some massive opponents. Fernando Alonso, Jenson Button, Lewis Hamilton, Michael Schumacher. They're all current or all reigning or champions that have achieved that in the past, and to beat those guys with the level of dominance that he's achieved is something quite phenomenal.
Vettel's championship, for me, what it means to me, he's won his second one today, so it means reality. He's come through the same ranks I have, so he's proved that it's possible. He's proved to us, Red Bull Junior drivers, that we can do it. So that's good to have something to follow, a path to follow, and something to really aim for. He's definitely set the standards high for us, but we're human as well, and I believe in my ability, and hopefully that ability is to do what he's done and one day win a world championship. So it's I've definitely got my sights set on that, and I'll try and learn from him.
Well, we're nearing the end of a very special day for Red Bull Racing because, well, it's been fantastic, hasn't it? I'm joined now by Team Principal Christian Horner and Chief Technical Officer Adrian Newey. Chaps, are you exhausted? Are you elated? How are you feeling?
No, it's been a phenomenal day. I mean, it's been a great day for Sebastian and the team, for Sebastian to defend his title. It's been amazing. Not just about today though, but about the previous 14 races as well. And he thoroughly deserves that title because he's driven absolutely phenomenally this year.
I mean, we've got 4 races to go, but it still feels like it's been a long season already, doesn't it? Or is it just because it's that time of night?
I think it does feel like it's been a long season. I remember when you got to the summer break and we sort of barely halfway. You think, crikey, it is going on, but it's been a tremendous season. It's been very exciting. With us, we can't kind of let our hair down just yet. We'll probably have a few beers tonight, I have to
Go on,
admit.
you have a few beers.
Yeah.
We are going to the
One or
karaoke club, and there's a bit of discussion about who's going to be singing what.
You need a few
But,
few beers before you start the karaoke.
Absolutely. Have you heard Adrian sing?
Chris is going to do my combine harvester.
Oh, lovely.
Absolutely. Benny Hill's my speciality.
Wow.
Oh, yeah, sorry, his fastest milk float, wasn't it?
Oh, that's right.
There's a real revelation here tonight,
Absolutely.
yes.
Yeah.
So a long season and a tough season, and actually when we look on paper, anyone who was looking at the championship would say, well, Vettel ran away with it, but actually the reality has been that the races have been a lot tighter than that.
Well, some of the races have been very tight this year. You've only got to think of Monaco or Barcelona, where he's really had to fight hard for those wins, and I think that's been the great thing that Sebastian's grabbed the opportunities that he's had. I think as a team we've grabbed them as well, and he's had such tremendous reliability as well. That his score rate's been phenomenally high. 9 victories, and all the other races bar 1 on the podium, which is a phenomenal record of consistency.
And a tribute to the team as well. I think that everybody in Milton Keynes, that we've managed to field a car that's finished in Seb's hands every race today.
Kinky Kylie, talk us through it. Yeah. Yeah, and back to the car.
Yeah, sorry.
Yes.
When did you know that she was the one, Kinky Kylie, and that reliability that Christian's touched on?
Well, it's funny enough. I mean, family tradition in my family has always been that cars are given male names on the basis that males are more reliable than females.
Oh, cut this interview right now. I'm leaving. I mean, seriously, we were getting on so well. You've just got to spoiled it all. But talk us through Kinky Kylie. I mean, there's obviously only so much you can say, but what is it about this car that is so special?
A rear end.
Hey!
Yeah, I think the name was given by Seb on the basis it's got quite a tightly packaged rear end.
Beautiful. And well protected
yes.
rear end, because you always get the guys to...
Absolutely.
Yes.
Every time I try and have a quick look at it on the grid, I don't
we
get
have some bouncers around the back.
Yes.
Yeah.
And what about Seb? What separates him from other drivers in terms of maturity? I mean, he's only 24 years old still. How do you see his growth over the last year?
Well, I think the confidence that he came into 2011, he definitely learnt a lot last year. Last year was a tough year for him, and he came out, victorious in the end. And I think the lessons that he learned, and you forget that he is still, so young, and he's applied those lessons. He works very hard at it. He's very self-analytical, and obviously has got a huge amount of talent as well. And his work rate is tremendously high, and above all, he's genuinely a really, really nice young man.
Yeah, he's a humble guy, isn't he? And he's certainly very good at talking and giving interviews and going above and beyond what's perhaps expected of him.
No,
and that's probably the same to be said for the team as a whole. Tell us more about that teamwork ethic.
I think just that everybody in Milton Keynes, we don't pay overtime, but the overtime that's gone on back in the factory is amazing. Everybody's so dedicated to try and achieve what we've achieved. And there is a really good spirit in the factory. The factory itself is architecturally nothing special. It's a bunch of industrial units in Milton Keynes.
Sounds a bit dull.
But it is as a building, but the atmosphere inside is fantastic.
What goes on inside, isn't it?
And that's really, it's a pleasure to work there.
And you've still got the Constructors' title to go for. How important is that for you and the team as a whole?
Well, we'd love to win it if we possibly can. We've still got a long way to go. There's still 4 races. A lot can happen in that, but if we can get the double, that would be truly amazing. And for that reason, I think it's not quite the same feeling at the moment as last year in Abu Dhabi, because last year we managed to do it the other way around. We won the Constructors in Brazil. Abu Dhabi, the last race, we managed to really pinch the drivers against expectation. This year, fantastic to have got the drivers here for Sebastian, for the team, but we want to keep pushing and get the Constructors if we possibly can.
Come on then, what's more important, drivers or constructors?
I think they carry equal status. I think that's exactly right. I think that the drivers is the one that the public remember, and within the team, I think if you ask the guys on the shop floor, the constructors is the one that the real pride is, because that's where they're measured against their peers up and down the pit lane, and indeed the bonus is paid on the constructors. So therefore, for the people within the team,
we were talking about.
the constructors is the one that has the real weight to it. But I think from a prestige, obviously the drivers is right up there. So in reality, they both have the same weight, the same value, the same prestige to us. So as Adrian says, half the story is, or half the mission is accomplished. There's still 4 races to go. We've got a healthy lead in the constructors, but a lot of points available these days. 43 for a 1-2 finish. So even though we're 130 ahead, that lead can diminish, very quickly, and that's why we're very focused on getting the most out of the next race in Korea next weekend.
It's tough, isn't it? Because you could feasibly do it in Korea, but it's more likely India.
It's unlikely. As long as we can have a better career than we had last year, where we were leading the race 1-2 and then ended up with a double DNF and no points.
Well, that's the point, isn't it? Anything can happen.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, as Adrian says, Seb was in the lead last year, if you remember, when the engine let go, and we thought his championship had gone up in smoke, literally, that day, and it seemed a long way home from Korea. So it would be truly, amazing if we could go back there and make up for that result this year. But, we'll